All right, so should you be getting the Boxer or the TX15, or if you already own the Boxer, should you be upgrading to the TX15? Well, let's find out in this video by comparing them. Before I begin, if you can, please help me like and subscribe, as this is going to keep my content flowing. Thank you. Okay, so since I have both radios, I'm just going to be showing you guys side-by-side comparison. Yeah, just mainly what is the difference, like kind of on the obvious side, so you can kind of see if that is something that is going to trigger you to upgrade or just probably stay as what you have. So the first and most noticeable upgrade is probably going to be the gimbal. So the Boxer Crush is having the original AG01 gimbals. So yes, this is already very good. And the TX16 has the AG02. They're all using metals, and supposedly the AG02 is going to be a little bit more high quality built and it's going to be more advanced. It's kind of like the top of the line at the moment. So when you're looking at them closely, you can see that the Boxer, the design right here, you're going to have a little bit more gap, and comparing to the AG02, probably with less gap. The only thing I can think of as in really and better design overall is that probably there's going to be less dust or whatsoever that's going to get stuck in the gaps. That's what I can think of. As for flying performance, I don't feel there is a significant difference. In the mind, you're just going to be thinking that the AG02 is better, so you probably will feel that it's better. You know, it's just mainly psychological. But personally, if you wanted to ask me which gimbal looks the better, I still prefer the AG01 because you can see that it does feel like it's a little bit more mechanical-ish design compared to this. It's just really plain. So yep, for the looks, I would say that AG1 still looks better. So another difference is that the Boxer has a kind of like black and white type of analog screen, and the TX15 has a fully color screen and it's very beautiful. So, and it's much more bigger. So if that's going to be something that you really enjoy looking at, then yes, the TX15 is probably going to be something like a brainless choice. Looking at the antenna, the Boxer has those kind of older screw-on type of antennas. It's a little bit less convenient because when you're trying to stuff this in your backpack, you have to remove this. And consider the TX15, you now have a foldable antenna, which you can just fold it directly. I don't know if you can just take this off or maybe not. And you can also kind of bend it, which is a little bit added benefit. But the Boxer, I will say that it has an SMA connector, right? So if you wanted to change your antenna, you wanted a specific type of antenna that is going to better fit your need, you can just take the current one off and switch to the antenna you want. That is going to be something like a benefit right there. As for a quick side-by-side comparison, you can see that the TX15 is slightly taller compared to the Boxer. And if we wanted to compare the thickness of it, they are pretty much similar. There's not much difference. As for the overall size, you can see right here, they are mostly the same. I think just the TX15 is just a little bit taller. That's it. So looking at the buttons and the switches, they are going to be the same layout. You can see that system, starting from the system, all the way from these buttons to the MDL. These are kind of like the similar layout. And on the top, also the same. You get each side 2 switches and a little knob dial here. And on the top, you also get your 2 like press-in switches. So these, not much change right here. So looking at the back, both the radios are going to be giving you a module bay, which is also going to be in the micro size. So basically the bigger ones. And for the battery tray, they are also similar size as well. So you will be able to fit the 60,000 something battery into it, no problem. So for comfort, when holding both devices, yeah, the Boxer seems to be less comfortable because, yeah, it's just kind of like a flat design. And if you look at the TX15 right here, it's kind of curved and you get like a bigger gripping point right here. So it does make you feel that better when you're actually holding. So if you're just going to be talking about holding purpose, I think the TX15 is a much better choice compared to the Boxer because it just feels better when you're holding it. So next thing that's a little bit more important is the TX15 compared to the Boxer has a faster processor chip. Okay, so let's power up both devices.
Welcome to HTX. Welcome to HTX.
So you can see that this one is much faster. And if we go into the Express Loss Lure script, then you press System. Okay, we're going to press ELRS at the same time. So you can see that the loading, well, it's about the same. Not much difference right here. Let's do it again. Okay, I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so loading speed, it's about the same. So not much difference. I think mainly just how fast you can power it on off. Let's power it off. Yeah, power off, same. All right, so another important difference is that the Boxer only supports ExpressLS 2.4 gigahertz, but the TX15, you have both. So you have 2.4 and also the 900. It's not Gemini, but you can at least use either or, so you're not stuck with only one type of receiver. So yep, clearly this is going to be a win right here, and kind of my purpose of upgrading to this one as well. All right, so something that we forgot to mention is that the TX15 does actually come with gimbal LED lights, and the Boxer does not. Even if you go with the Max version, this is just the Crush. But yeah, so right now the Max version of the TX15, you do get shiny little gimbal rims. So if this is something that you care, perfect. But if not, this is really just a cosmetic. I don't really care about it, but you know, additional is always better, right? All right, so quick conclusion here. So if you already own the Boxer, or that actually comes with the AG01 gimbals, I really don't see there's a strong points that you have to upgrade unless you want to have a color screen, you want to have foldable antennas, you want to upgrade to the newest AG02 gimbal, or simply you have the requirement to switch between 2.4 and 900 ELRS. If these don't apply to you, the Boxer, I will still say it's still a pretty compatible and pretty good radio that I will still continue to use it. But yes, since I already have this one, yes, obviously this one is going to be my daily driver. All right, so that scenario goes to the people that already own a Boxer. But if you are completely starting up, I would say that yes, the TX15 is probably going to be a better option directly to go with. It's more future-proof. The price, not much of a difference. So probably this one is still going to be a much better option to start with if you really wanted to consider between these two radios. All right, so I hope this video is going to be helpful. Just going to be a straightforward comparison. And yep, if you have additional questions, feel free to leave it down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.